In my last video, I talked about how space is trying to kill us, and it's not doing a very good job. Instead, what's been doing a really good job at killing life on Earth is actually the Earth. As habitable as our planet is, sometimes it's not as hospitable as it should be. To give you context, there have been 5 mass extinction events in our planet's history. One of them was caused by an asteroid, and the other 4? They were caused by the Earth. Life is rare for a reason, I suppose. Between cosmic threats and the domestic threats from the rock you're floating through the universe on, we're lucky to be here at all. I mean, 99.9% of all life is extinct. Humans are of the 0.01% that made it, so go us, I guess. However, as much of a hold as we have on our planet, Earth is hardly under our dominion. Really, at any moment, life as we know it could end, so how is the Earth going to do it? Well, every few years we hear about how the Earth is entering a new ice age, and that the Earth is going to freeze over and all of us are going to freeze with it. This is kind of true. See, the Earth has a very natural freezing and melting period. Currently, we're in an interglacial period, meaning we are currently in between ice ages. So, that statement that the Earth is entering a new ice age is kind of true, the same way that saying we start dying the moment we're born is true. Death is inevitable, and so is another ice age. You're not a prophet for saying that either of these events are going to happen eventually. Not to mention, ice ages do not happen overnight. You don't wake up one morning and then all of a sudden it's -40 in Los Angeles. Ice ages are gradual cooling events that take thousands of years to start and even longer to end. In that time, humans could easily adapt, live underground where it's warmer, and if we're a spacefaring species in a few thousand years, we could just straight up dip out from Earth and wait out the ice age on another planet. So, ice age. Yeah, it's unlikely to hurt us. But if not an ice age, what about heat? Well, no matter what you believe, the facts are clear that the Earth is getting warmer, and the sea level is rising. When I was a kid, I was told that the sea level was going to be so high that the Golden Gate Bridge would be underwater by 2020. And honestly, that would have been an incredible twist for our current 2020. But obviously that didn't happen. But that doesn't mean that it could not. There is no debate in the scientific community that the sea level is rising. That's a fact backed by observational science. Instead, the argument is more focused on how fast the water level is rising. The idea of some kind of doomsday event where rising temperatures cause widespread catastrophic floods is mostly cinematic. But rising sea levels could realistically displace hundreds of millions of people. This would require more people to move inland, and it would place strain on ocean-based economies like fisheries and ocean shipping. Humans are also not so great at breathing underwater, so flooding could result in a lot of fatalities. The hope is that the less extreme of our scientific predictions are correct, and that the rate of rising waters will level out over time, but that's probably wishful thinking. Despite this, flooding is not going to wipe us all out, and there's plenty of room for everyone farther inland. So no, the threat for humanity is not rising tides. Instead, the real threat is right below your feet. You've probably already heard about these, and they're real, they're dangerous, and they're supervolcanoes. Right now, there are about 13 of these super duper volcanoes just waiting to go boom. Remember those mass extinction events I mentioned earlier in the video? Yeah? Well, there have been 5. One was caused by an asteroid, the one that wiped out the dinos. Another one was caused by changing temperatures. And the other 3 were caused by volcanoes. Volcanoes are responsible for the death and extinction of most of Earth's denizens. So how exactly would a volcano wipe everyone out? Well, if the volcano that's under Yellowstone National Park erupted, it would initially just be a very bad day for campers. The explosion would release an enormous blast that would kill everyone in close proximity. Next would be the heat and gases that caused the explosion in the first place, which would spread out as quickly as 450 miles per hour, burning and killing everything in its path, creating a death zone a few hundred miles in diameter. The highly toxic volcanic ash would spread throughout the United States, either killing or seriously harming everyone in the Midwest, but it would leave coastal cities mostly unscathed. The incredible amount of ash and gas would fill up the atmosphere, blocking out the sun for most of the planet. This would do one of two things, depending on the gases released. It would either create a winter due to the lack of sunlight, or if the gases released are greenhouse gases, it would speed up global warming exponentially, causing mass flooding from rising tides, and basically cook us all until we either all died or the ash finally cleared up. Either way, an event like this is extremely unlikely. We closely monitor all supervolcanoes we know about, and as far as we know, none of them are at risk for a monumentalously destructive eruption, at least not for the next few thousand years. So, though the Earth is more likely to kill you than space, you can rest easy, as it looks like the Earth is finally getting along with its inhabitants. However, you know who isn't getting along? Human beings. You know who's really trying to make themselves go extinct? Human beings. Tune in next week where I talk about how the real threat to humanity is, well, it's just humanity. Thanks so much for watching. If you like what you saw, please like this video, and if you want to see more content by me, please be sure to subscribe to my channel. I post a new video just about every week, so there's plenty of content to choose from. While you're out and about, you should also check out the sponsor of this video, National Realty Group. I'll post a link in the description.